So yeah, I want to begin by asking you, I know obviously the movie was made before it got packaged with the whole After Dark action series, but I was just curious, you know, as an actor, like how do you feel about your film kind of being put together with all these other great action movies?
You know, I think the last time I saw something like this happen was it was in television. I think it was years ago with the whole Hercules, Xena, and all these other action-packed shows, and I think it worked really well. I think it got a huge audience base, with promoting all these action pieces together. So I think this is a pretty smart way to market the film and the other films that are packaged with it. Kind of make this action pack with it. Guys like me. We love action movies, and so if we can, see a bunch of them together at the same time, it works out.
Yeah, awesome. Tell me a little bit about your character, Ray Jaffe. Is that?
Yeah, Ray Jaffe.
Tell me a little bit about
Jaffe, I think, in the movie.
Jaffe, yeah.
I think he starts out. My character starts out as a guy that you're hoping will kind of help this couple. I'm a security guard for the neighborhood. I secure things, and then suddenly there's a turn and. Jaffe is not who he said he was and who they thought he was. So, and then I get to play. Then I get to be evil and try to kill people, which is always fun. It's always fun to kill people.
Do you like playing the villain? I mean, because you played such a good guy on Castle.
Exactly. That was the draw of this. You have a little amount of time off. Between seasons, and so sometimes you just want to hang and chill and barbecue and go out of town or something like that. But this script was presented to me, and they said you get to play the bad guy, because I get a lot of stuff that's like, hey, here's another cop or another soldier. So this was you get to play this guy who looks like a good guy but then becomes a bad guy. So it was really really exciting, because then you get to play. The director is usually always open to whoever's playing the bad guy. You can always bet that the director will listen to your ideas if you can make this guy even more, give him more facets, make him edgier, make him crazier, whatever you can do. The director's always open to that. Whereas when you play a good guy, there are certain parameters that a hero, that a good guy fit in between, and the bad guy can just be all over the place. So it's an opportunity for an actor to just really get out there and play and come up with crazy.
Who are some of your favorite action villains from films? Do you go to to someone you're like, oh, I think of Alan Rickman in Die Hard as one of the great.
Alan Rickman's great. I like Kevin Spacey in Usual Suspects. I think that Kevin Spacey, and other things, like even Horrible Bosses. I think Kevin Spacey. I love Kevin Spacey's choices usually, and John Malkovich too. He always gets, he's the type of guy that without screaming and yelling and acting tough, he scares the crap out of you. That's the kind of stuff I like to see. Who else? Is there anybody else that sticks out in my head as far as villains go? Alan Rickman plays an amazing villain, really. So calculated. Also, Game of Thrones. That's one of my favorite shows right now. There are a couple of actors in there that, they're so kind of just even it's just so even keeled. It's scarier than just being crazy. And that's those are the kind of villains I like. People that don't try so hard to be villains.
Yeah. Tell me about going toe to toe with Dolph in this film.
Dolph Lundgren, he's a big guy, but I chop him down like a tree.
He's nothing to you.
Nothing to me. Actually, Dolph Lundgren. It's interesting. It was really. I did get to go toe to toe with him, and I got to kind of best him. There's a moment where I get to best him, which is great, because he is 6'4" or 5", something like that, and big and still in great shape. I thought that Dolph Lundgren had lost it. I thought that he had went off the deep end. I thought he got all strung out, because I saw The Expendables, and I was like, oh, what happened to Dolph? But he was actually, he did the best character work in Expendables, because he's nothing like that. Right. Dolph shows up clean cut, button down shirt.
You were expecting his character from Expendables.
I was exactly what I was expecting, but he was just, clean cut, put together. He's highly intelligent. I had no idea he was a Rhodes Scholar, and that he was a chemical engineer before he ever played, what was his name, Drago?
Drago, in Rocky IV.
I had no idea. This guy is super, highly intelligent, and I think he got his master's from MIT in chemical engineering. So it's like, dude. But at the same time, when he got Rocky, he was competing at a worldwide level in judo, and which is a great takedown sport and martial arts. So he's actually not only gigantic super intelligent, and he can fight. So that's actually the guy that you don't want to go up against.
Right.
But it's a movie, and it's in the script, so he had to do what I said. He had to do what the script called for, so I got to best him. So it was pretty awesome.
So how cool is that? Now you have that on your reel, like you take down Dolph Lundgren. Like
that's
amazing.
My reel. Anything else?
It's just you take down Dolph.
People put in my reel, they're like, and play. That was it. Yeah, he took down Dolph Lundgren. So
awesome.
it's pretty cool.
And was it a physical scene, or did you have to do fight training or
choreography? I'm a martial artist as well, mixed martial artist.
Okay.
So I didn't have to like learn any training for this, but we just did like one little quick little like kind of disarming move because I carry like the biggest gun handgun I've ever carried. It's in the movie. Dolph Lundgren is like 6'5", he's a giant man, and I'm 5'11", pretty. I like to call myself aerodynamic. And so Dolph has a nice P226, which is a nice 9 or 40 caliber handgun, pretty composite and steel, and nice and lightweight. They gave me this 50 caliber Desert Eagle, nickel plated, literally like the gun is the size of like one of Dolph's feet. It's like just a giant thing, and it's heavy as hell. And I'm like, well, why do I get this thing? Why don't I get the small gun? Why does Dolph get the small gun and I get this giant thing? So we'd be doing like close-ups, and I'd be holding the gun on Jon Huertas, and literally I've got to hold it up here like this, and it's like shaking. So I'm not looking very tough because I'm like, but I'm trying to look tough, and it was a crazy piece of equipment to give me. But I had that, and I get to if I'm holding that and I point that at Dolph, like he's gonna give in. So it wasn't really much fighting between us, but we got.
Did you have to do weapons training for that, or do you shoot?
I shoot
a lot.
I shoot. I was in the military before. I was an actor for like 8 years.
So so it's all old hand to you, anyways. Yeah.
And I still shoot now and keep proficient. So shooting is part of the arsenal, part of my arsenal.
Yeah, awesome.
Special skills on the resume.
right. I just forget I could handle a gun, absolutely. Well, while I have you for a couple more seconds, if you don't mind, I'd love to ask you a couple things about Castle, because we're big fans of the show. Yeah. Have you wrapped for the season?
We wrapped the season about 2.5 weeks ago.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So you're just on hiatus now.
On hiatus. The season finale is tonight.
That's tonight,
May 7th. And it's got some serious twists and some surprises in it. It's going to be cool. And yeah, we had a great season. We're looking forward to season 5. We haven't had the official pickup yet. We've had the some unofficial pickup news.
But you guys do really well in the ratings, so I think
I think this is our best year so far. Yeah. Season 4 was our best season so far. We've been doing really well. So I think I don't think we'll have a problem coming back. I think we're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't torn down any sets.
Right.
They didn't say, "Hey, go find another job."
right. No one's doing a pilot right now or anything.
No one's doing a pilot. So I think we'll be back, and we're excited.
Awesome.
We have a great cast. It's great.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cast. I mean, obviously, in some of the clips for leading up to tonight, some things we've seen. Maybe sort of leading towards the Castle Beckett, relationship, kiss, whatever. I'm just curious, like, there's always sort of that moonlighting stigma when you have, a show like this. Is there any kind of fear of, like, if they do kind of get together, where the show will go from there?
I don't really think so. If they do get together, I think that our writers have kind of, led up to it in a manner that won't allow for it to be all of a sudden they're together and it's happily ever after. There's gonna have if they do end up together, they're gonna have to. It's gonna be hard to keep this going, especially working together. So I think that's gonna be part of the good television is that if they have consummated some sort of relationship, how do they keep that going without compromising their work relationship, the people around them? How do they deal with it? So I think it'll be fine. I don't think that moonlighting stigma. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, no, and absolutely. And it seems like the writers would almost have a time now that they know that could be a problem and know how to sort of get around that.
Yeah.
And you guys have been leading up to it for a while. So.
I think so. Yeah. And the stigmas never last. I mean, you can now they have LASIK. You can get rid of astigmatism.
Right. So, it's really easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same in television.
Yeah.
we got rid of that moonlighting thing. So I think we'll be fine. I don't. because I think there were other shows before Moonlighting where it actually worked out when the leads got together. So some shows have started out with the leads already together. So it's like, come on, we'll make it happen. We'll make it work.
Absolutely.
Or maybe they end up together and we all see that it's not meant to be, and they need to move on. They're just going to be best friends forever. Who knows? But if they end up together, I hope it's a good thing for the show. Yeah.
And Esposito and Laney?
Esposito and Laney, a lot of people are asking about that. Now I got in trouble. I did an interview the other day, and I got in trouble with the Esplany shippers. Because I was like, hey man, I don't want to take away from Beckett and Castle's relationship. The show's, unfortunately for the Esplany shippers, the show is about Castle and Beckett. But for the most part, Laney and Esposito still hook up for the booty calls, and that's always a good thing, and sometimes that leads to a long-term relationship, and sometimes it doesn't, but, we know that they are in bed together at times. I think the shippers just want to see it more often, as well as I do.
As you do. You'd like to see that? That would be fun scenes to see on the call sheet.
Yeah, great. I mean, like I say, Tamla Jones is an amazing kisser. She's got great skin, so when my skin touches her skin, there's always this electric energy that just, kind of sizzles. So, I'd like to see that more often too. We'll see. They haven't said anything to us about it, but we always have these meetings right before we start the next season, and I might get a little information. If I do, I'll let the fans know. I'll let you know, and then maybe I'll push for a little bit more explaining. I'll at least push for the love scenes. Well,